Hi, it's Mike, Nova Real Estate Group. Today I wanted to address another question that I'm getting a lot right now with the coronavirus pandemic getting, it seems like, worse and worse every single day. But the question is, it goes like this. What's my house worth now? The implication being that, like in the coronavirus era, what happened to my house value? Or people are asking, are house prices, home prices dropping? And the implication there is really, are we headed for another housing crisis? So a lot of different questions, but really it boils down to what's happening with house prices right now. And so I want to address that. And the short answer is that house prices haven't fallen yet. Honestly, it's probably just too early to be able to tell anything. I mentioned in some of my previous videos that the real estate business in Northern Virginia is ongoing. It's active, it's ongoing, it's progressing. We're open for business. All of our vendors are open for business. Everybody is pushing as hard as they can to keep the business going, to keep transactions going. We had a closing last week. We had a closing this week. We've got buyers that are active. We have buyers that are under contract. We have things are going. So the business hasn't just come to a grinding halt. But also, having said that, the housing prices are kind of done in hindsight. So it takes a little while to tell what the effects of even a season is. How well did the season go? How well did last month go? We're always kind of looking backwards. So honestly, it's probably a little bit too soon to tell. But at least from what we can see right now, house prices, home prices, the market prices have not dropped. We're keeping an eye on it. We're keeping a very close watch on it. We always keep an eye on the marketplace, but today we're even keeping a closer tabs on it. Because nobody knows. There's no crystal ball. Nobody has a crystal ball. But there are things that you can do, and that's the other thing that I want to talk about. So are house prices, home prices falling? No, not yet. So my recommendation is stay informed. Take action and stay informed. And it will depend on what your situation is. If you're thinking about your house in terms of days and weeks, you're thinking about putting your house on the market in terms of days and weeks, then staying informed with an automated type of a system is good, is always good. But in a very, very short term, find a real estate agent that is a local market expert that you trust and get a second opinion, even if you've got what you think is good information coming in, or even matching information from 2 or 3 different online sources about the value of your house. Would never recommend that as good enough for setting a listing price. So in the very, very short term, get a second opinion, get an expert involved, somebody that you trust. And of course, we're available if we can help. Reach out to us. Happy to help. In the midterm, if you're thinking about selling in the next weeks, months, this year, in this calendar year, if you're thinking about selling in that time frame, get set up on our market reports right now. And the regularity of that, usually we set those for people in that kind of a time frame. Most people would set market reports on a monthly basis, maybe a quarterly basis, but certainly a 2-week or a 1-month basis. And that allows you to watch the market. At any given instant, an automated value system isn't necessarily something you would bank on. But over time, that's actually what they do pretty well. So it's pretty consistent. And it's over time, and so you're watching trends. So can it show you trends season to season, month to month, season to season, year to year? Absolutely, that's what it does well. And that's my recommendation for people to stay informed. Ours is called Market Reports. Ours is hyper-local, which tends to be the best type of information. The algorithms that we use are most influenced by things that are very, very close to a given property, so to your specific address, and less influenced by things that are happening even in the city, the zip code, or the country. So the averaging of those and the influence of that type of data really doesn't impact our system. It's really hyper local. So it's only about properties that have sold in your specific area. That's the best type of data. So you'll want to try and find a system that gets as hyper local as you can. Almost forgot. I wrote an article not too long ago about iBuyers, and it's not about, our company has an iBuyer program, as several companies do, and there's quite a few to choose from out there. But the article that is about just iBuyers in general, and helps people understand whether an as-is type of a sale or a very fast sale is the right thing for them, and some of the pros and cons, and kind of how to think about that. So if you find yourself in a situation where you do need to sell, and now all of a sudden the coronavirus pandemic is hit and it's kind of just stirring everything up and things are jumbled, and you might want to go take another look at what are my options for selling very quickly. iBuyers might be it's certainly one of those things that you would want to put into the mix, and I can give you advice on that as well. If you're in that situation, I'll put a link to the article in the comments down below, so you can find it. But if you need more information about your specific situation, certainly reach out. And like always, if you have a question, real estate question, especially a coronavirus real estate question, put it in the comments below. I'm happy to answer all of those that I can. And if you have a specific question about your situation, a real estate question, certainly reach out to us. We're open for business, we're available to help, and we're responsive. And it doesn't have to be about real estate. If you think that we can help, certainly reach out to us. We've been selling real estate in this area for years. We've been in the real estate business for over 15 years. We've lived in the community a long time. We know a lot of people. It doesn't have to be about real estate. If we can help, reach out to us. And if we can't help, we might know somebody who can.